quantity of water. HYV seeds needs the plenty of water. Large quantities of water has required when we produce the crops with the help of HYV seeds, high-yielding varieties of seeds. Here, in one side, we can increase the production, but to the excessive production or through the HYV seeds, through which the underground water level goes downward, it requires a huge or a large number of water consumption. Water consumption increase with the help of HYV seeds. Clear? So let's continue our chapter. How can a land it can sustain? Land sustain. And next is the will the land is sustained? Yes. Land it can be as a sustain when we are emphasizing over the organic farming. Through the organic farming, we can ensure the land it can sustain for the longer duration of time. But presently, most of the areas they are using as a modern inputs of farming to produce as a maximum from agricultural fields, because large or a high population pressure on a land resource, their solution is only through the commercial farming. For the commercial farming, they need as a modern inputs of farming. But when we are emphasizing over the organic farming or the traditional ways of the farming through which we can conserve the land and the soil resource, through which the production it will be as directly influenced. Directly the production it will influence. The other ways through which the land it can regain the natural fertility, it's a stubble mulching, in which after the harvesting of a crop, the remains of an agricultural crop means husk, it is mixed in a soils with the help of a threshers, through which the soil it can regain their fertility naturally. It can regain their fertility naturally. Clear? Naturally. Now the next one is how is the land distributed between the farmers of the Palampur. In village Palampur, the total number of 450 families are there. 450 families are the landless, and 150 families, most of them are the Dalits, which are belong from the scheduled caste families. In a village Palampur, there is basically the land has affected by the land utilization. Land distribution affected by the land utilization. Land utilization means the use of a land for different purposes. The use of land for various different purposes is known as land utilization or land use pattern. Land use. In a village Palampur, the basically land has used for the different purposes. For example, first arable land, that land which is available for the cultivation. Is the arable land. Clear? Cultivable land. Second, non-arable land. Land which has not, it can't be used for the agriculture. It includes as a wastelands, barren lands, BARREN, barren lands, wastelands, barren lands, and marshy areas. Marshy, the wetlands. Wetlands are the specifically, it can't be used for the production. Third category, land use for other crops. As compared to the agricultural land, it can be as used for the forest, for grazing lands, forest lands. Land when it has used, not used for the cultivation, it has used basically for the other kinds of the crops, for the production of other kinds of crops, like as a forest and a grazing lands. Forest and grazing lands. Clear? And fourth category, fallow. Fallow land. FALLOW. Fallow land. When land unused, when land remain unused for a certain period of time, is known as a fallow land. Sometimes when land loses their fertility, to regain their fertility naturally, for which the land has not used for a cultivation, is known as a fallow land. FALLOW. Fallow land. Clear? So the land use, the land distribution among the farmers in a village Palampur, it has basically influenced by the land utilization. It has basically used for the land utilization. Land utilization. Clear? Land utilization. Now the fifth category, last category. Land use for the other purposes. Land used for the other purposes, like transportation, for set up the railways and the roadways. Transportation. Second one, construction of buildings. Third, industries and markets. So in which the land has used for the other purposes. This land utilization has directly influenced as the distribution of land among the farmers and other families, other people which are living in a village Palampur. So there are the 450 families are the landless. 450 families are the landless, out of which the 150 families are the most of them are belong from the scheduled caste or the Dalits. Scheduled caste families, they have no land for the cultivation. They are doing as a work in a large farmers' fields. They are doing as a work in a others' fields. Clear? Some of them, they also took a land on rent basis. These are known as a tenants. 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 They use a land for a certain period of time on a rent basis from large farmers and produce a crops. After the harvesting of a crop, they paid the amount on which they took a land from large farmers. Clear? Yes, Dhiren Mahajan.
Sir, I want to ask that what is the use of the non-arable land?
Garbage. Solid waste management has occurred on a wastelands, on a wetlands, clear, which can't be utilized for the cultivation, which can't be used for the cultivation. Such lands are basically used for the solid waste management, or the wastewater which has discharged from the industries. It has directly channelized towards such open areas which can't use for the cultivation, which are the barren lands. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Yes. Anybody else? Pranay? Yes, Bachi. Pranay?
Sir.
Pranay, first, your camera is not working, I think. Pranay? Yes, Pranay, your query. Cultivable land. Arable land is a cultivable land. Arable land is a cultivable land. Arable land is a cultivable land. And in marshy areas, we can't produce a crop. What? There is possibilities for the growth of the vegetation. In marshy lands, the growth of a vegetation is possible. But such kind of a wood is not usable for a timber industry. It just has to maintain the ecological balance. Clear? To maintain ecological balance. For this, it's sorry. Next is the who will provide as the labor? Labor has played a very important role in a production, because earlier the goods were produced with the manual labor. But when we are talking about in rural areas, those rural economies where the sophisticated machines, the mechanization is not fully developed, in such areas, labor play as an important role in both agriculture and industries. In agriculture, earlier, for the sowing and harvesting, a large number of the laborers were used. Large number of laborers were used in a sowing period and at the time of the harvesting of a crop. In the other side, in industries, at different stages, where the raw material has transformed into as a usable, consumable goods, for which the laborers are required. Laborers are required at a larger in number, and such kind of a labor is basically belong from the such families which are not owned their land. Those which are the landless farmers, or either they obtain a land from the large farmers on a rent basis to produce a crops. They are basically as playing the role of the laborers in a village Palampur. In village Palampur, they are contributing in a production, as well as they're doing the work in a agriculture fields of a large farmers. In agriculture fields of a large farmers. But due to the employment in agriculture, in our country, the 60% of job opportunities are provided by the 60% of job opportunities are provided by the agriculture. Unemployment only lies in a agricultural sector, not in other sectors. Why? Because if we increase the number of the workforce in industries, if the workers are increasing, then simultaneously the production it will raise, because consumption of more raw material, more labor, it will increase the production. If the number of the workers will reduce, it will be as a reduced, raw material reduced, and simultaneously it will influence the production. So in industrial sector, these guys unemployments are not exist. They are only exist in a agriculture sector. Is that clear? These are only exist in a agriculture. So in agriculture fields, now the 6 is the capital needed in farming. Like as the other sectors, the secondary sector, industries, and the service sector, farming sector also require the capital. That capital investment, it can be as a possible. It can only possible as a two of the sources. One as the through the banks, but when we are talking about the rural economies, there is a deficiency of banks. Deficiency of banks are there. Now presently, after independence, through the efforts of the government, now the cooperative societies are there. Cooperative societies, those societies which are work through the collective efforts of farmers. Clear, Mitash? With the collective efforts of the farmers, those societies which are work in the rural economies are known as cooperative societies. Cooperative societies. But the other source of a capital investment is to the money lenders and the landlords. Money lenders and the landlords, which are giving the loans to the farmers, small farmers, without any securities. They are lending the money to small farmers, money lenders lending the money to the small farmers. Small farmers borrowed the money from the money lenders and landlords without any securities, without any guarantees. But such money lenders, they charge a high interest rate. Due to the high rate of interest, these small farmers are unable to return the loans on time to the money lenders. Then they affected by the debt trap. They are affected by the debt trap. Those money lenders which are charged a high interest rate from the small farmers, when the farmers they unable to repay the amount of loan on time to money lenders, that situation is known as debt trap. Debt trap. To return the amount of loan, such farmers either they will sell the some part of agriculture fields or they lend the money from the some other money lender or a landlord. For example, there are the there is a B has took the loan from the A. A as a money lender paying as a rule. When the B has unable to repay the amount of a loan timely to the money lender to the A, it will be as a situation when the crop failure occur, when the rain has not occurred. Under such circumstances, farmer unable to repay the amount of loan which it borrowed from the money lender, then it will do the one thing, either it will sell the some part of their agriculture field, which is the source of their income, or it will be moved towards some other money lender to take a loan, return to the first money lender, then move towards a third money lender or a landlord, taking as a loan from the third money lender and given to the second one. So that cycle of a loan, the farmer it can be free himself from that cycle of loans. That situation is known as a debt trap. DEBT, debt trap. Debt trap is a situation. Debt trap is a situation. Debt trap is a situation in which farmers continuously debt trap is a situation in which farmers continuously borrowed loans from different sources, Mitansh, different sources, borrowed loans from different sources to complete their needs and cannot free themselves from the cycle of loans. If the such farmers they will borrow the money directly from the banks. Banks are those which are asking for the guaranteed securities. Why? Because if a farmer not pay amount of loan to the bank on a timely, then what the bank it will do? Bank it will be sell those assets, that particular kind of a guarantee or a land to repay the amount of a loan. But such banks are charged a low interest rate. That is a plus point of the banks. Banks are charging as a low interest rate comparatively the money lenders and the landlords. And the way and the process of the repayment of the loan, it's a convenient to the banks comparatively the money lenders and the landlords. As compared to the money lenders and landlords, banks, the procedure of a banks in a repayment of a loans is a convenient, is a suitable as compared to the money lenders. Clear? Is that clear? It has happened with the small scale farmers, but click to your video cameras, everybody.